Learn to do more by doing less. Talk to me about niching down in the pergola industry.
If you want to be $1 million operator, it's going to take focus, energy, enthusiasm.
So doing less equals more sometimes.
100%.
What would you say is the biggest mistake you see new dealers make?
In my opinion.
Hey guys, and welcome to the Azenco Outdoor Podcast, the show where we dive into the business of outdoor living and share real strategies from the people making it happen. And today's episode, the 4 steps to becoming a $1 million pergola contractor. And our guest is someone who spent years on the front lines helping contractors grow into exactly that. Kevin Sellmeyer is the Western Sales Manager here at Azenco with 20 plus years in outdoor architecture. Over the past several years, Kevin has helped guide our dealer network through real business growth, identifying the traits, systems, and mindset that separate average contractors from 7-figure pros. Kevin, how you doing, my man?
Doing great. It's been a busy day training new dealers here at Azenco at the home office.
Absolutely. Does that wear you out?
No.
You're used to it, aren't you?
You know what? I kind of enjoy it because it's my first real time with these dealers that's not over the phone or on a Zoom call. That we're face to face. We go out to dinner, hang out. I get to know them a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you're connected. Now you're not going to forget anybody. So before we jump into the strategy of how to get to the 7-figure status, just give everybody who hasn't met you yet a little bit of background and then how that led you to Azenco.
Well, it goes back pretty much my whole career. I've been in the landscape or the outdoor living industry as it evolved into that for over 30 years. The last 16 years prior to coming to Azenco, I worked for one of our dealers, Fireplace Stone and Patio out of Nebraska and Iowa, and I led the landscape materials division. And with that, in the last 6 years, we added the pergola and shade portion of that business. So it was in my area, and I took that from the ground up with Jeff's help, and we got that built into a nice business that tied in well with our landscape installers and then our outdoor living contractors that worked with us.
So that was like when you guys discovered outdoor pergola, that was kind of a business within the business for that company?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. It was a company that has a lot of different departments to it that are within the building and construction industry. My portion of it happened to be the landscape side of it.
Okay, very cool. Well, that kind of ties us into step 1, learn to do more by doing less. Okay, so we've talked off air before. Successful contractors, they tend to niche down. So talk to me about niching down in the pergola industry and how that can be more profitable, more beneficial, whatever.
We are talking about a premier product here, a premier shade product that extends your inside of your home to the outside. While we have a lot of contractors and a lot of dealers that do other things, the truly successful, if you take a snapshot of the top 15 dealers in our network, they are focused on providing pergolas and shade solutions for patios. It is their focus. Now, with that being said, there's a lot of companies that do multiple things. And they can be super successful doing that also, as long as they have someone that is the key point of contact, the constant promoter for that product. It's something that you're out there promoting commercially, residentially, to designers, architects. The possibilities are endless, but the successful dealers are focused on our pergolas.
Now, what's the problem if I want to also do roofs, do shingled roofs or clay roofs?
Well, I'm not going to say that there's a problem,
right?
But if you want to be at that level, if you want to be these $1 million operators selling pergolas, louvered roof systems, it's going to take focus on that. Constant promotion, focus, energy, enthusiasm. So the guys that are doing a little bit of everything, they may sell a couple of 3 a year. Okay, it's not their focus. But if your goal is to be the expert at this luxury brand in your market, it's going to take commitment, time, focus, and a little bit of energy.
Niching down.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. And have you seen any examples, whether it's our dealer network or anywhere in your history, of where contractors grew more by doing less?
Oh, absolutely.
Tell me more.
One of our good contractors, based out of South Dakota, to be specific, was into a lot of different things in the landscape industry when he first started here. Artificial turf, kitchens, fire pits, picked up screens, got introduced to Azenco and pergolas. Within I would say a year, he said, hey, the focus needs to be on what I love doing and this particular item. And that's what he focuses on. He's one of our top 10 dealers.
Wow. So doing less equals more sometimes.
100%.
A lot of times in business, that's the answer, though, right? We get spread too thin.
Sometimes the keep it simple, stupid.
KISS. Okay, cool. Well, that really rolls us into step number 2. Operate as a GC, general contractor, or with a GC. So why is this step so important? I mean, can't a guy who has a license to put up shade sales, why can't he run this business properly?
Well, it's kind of a tricky question because we do have operators that do go to market using outside subcontractor GCs to do their install. Specifically, depending on what city or county you're in, there's going to be certain licensing requirements and permit process that needs to take place. And depending on the rules for that city, you may have to have a certain level of license to pull a permit and do a project. It's something that everyone has to look at in their own individual town because there is not one rule across the country. It is different from city to city to city. So to be a true expert and be the guy everyone's turning to handle this construction process, having the proper licensing, being able to pull your permits, being able to execute are very important.
And what about the skill set involved in these installations? Is that where it's really important, or is it more about the red tape?
No, it's both. I mean, you have to get through the red tape to do this properly, but there is a skill set in building a Azenco pergola. A little bit of carpentry skill there. You got to have some construction knowledge. You're dealing with bringing power into a system. You're dealing with motors, lights, drainage. There's a few things you have to know. Yeah,
so it's not your typical. It's by no means a prefabrication type of assembly type of thing. The product is plug and play. However, the general knowledge that goes into making it function properly with your landscape, with your architecture, that's critical.
Absolutely. We simplify it here at the manufacturing facility. So we are pre-cutting, pre-drilling everything to what you've designed. You still have to construct it in the proper way. You still have to account for drainage. You have to account for electricity. So there's some steps involved.
Okay, cool. Now, my favorite subject, this is going to be step number 3, brand like a luxury pergola installer. Let's talk to that dealer, that potential dealer who's, he's looking at bringing luxury pergolas into his repertoire. But when you go to his or her website, it's a picture of a bathroom remodel, a picture of a flooded basement being renovated, right? And then on page 3, there might be, oh yeah, by the way, we do luxury pergolas with an average install value of $47,000. So what does a website of a successful luxury pergola installer look like?
Well, I am not the expert here. I'm not in the marketing department. I just get called into these meetings when I'm in town. However,
you've seen a website before.
I have seen a website. Now, I don't want to throw rocks at anyone because we have very successful dealers that have multiple things they sell and perform.
Sure.
But if you look at their website, every category is going to have its own specific page and promotion. It's not just going to be pictures of everything we do. It may be fireplaces, veneer stone, outdoor living, pergolas, and shade.
Okay.
Very specific, very thought out, very detailed. So then, of course, we have our dealers that are just strictly pergola dealers, and their website is, boom, here's Azenco, this is the best, and we're the best.
Okay, and who makes more money?
I
haven't seen their books.
No, I'm not an accountant, but If you're into multiple lines, being specific with each category and having a champion of that category will help you be successful if it's not the only product you sell. If you're just going to be the Azenco Pergola guy in your town, then that's what you want to promote. I'm the best. This is the best. Here's our installs. You know where these are at.
Okay. And what are some changes that some contractors could make to their website or social media? There's some easy changes that they could make to see more success and, closing more deals.
Well, I think when you're targeting in a local area, you really want to be almost specific in calling out, hey, this is a project we just did at this restaurant. Take a look at this project we just did at this lake house.
Sure.
People are going to be familiar with where that is if they're from that community. So they're going to look for it when they go by.
Okay. And can you think of any examples of dealers, whether in our network or not, who have rebranded or structured their website or social media specifically to cater to the pergola industry?
No, I see that quite a bit. I see a lot of new dealers come on that may be pool contractors or landscapers or screen installers, and they come on board, they get some success with us, and then you can just see all their marketing, all their posts start changing. Here's this project. Look at this beautiful outdoor patio we just covered. Look at this outdoor kitchen we covered and provided shade and rain protection for. So they really start promoting it, calling it out, letting people know where it is.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that actually makes sense. And those of you listening might be wondering, well, that's all good and dandy. Of course, you guys want dealers to promote pergolas more, but I'm going to tell you why. Because step number 4 to becoming a 7-figure contractor is optimizing your business cash flow. Cash is king in contracting. We all know that. It's hard. Money's hard to come by. Getting loans, all that credit is very difficult. So let's talk about cash flow. How is the pergola business different from other types of construction?
Well, one of the nice things is we have fairly predictable lead times with standard products here. So as a contractor, if you're setting the expectations with the end user, keeping things on a schedule, getting it approved, getting your permits, you collect your deposit. Now here's the cash flow. So now you're paying for us to produce this pergola. And we know that if it's a standard production for us, it's 3 to 4 weeks and then it's shipping. So you can literally go from deposit, set your schedule, know when it's going to get delivered, and install, and turn that money in approximately 6 to 8 weeks, easy enough.
Wow. And how does that compare to like if I want to get my GC and go start building houses, spec houses or what have you?
Well, a typical standard spec house, and I'm only going to talk about regions I'm familiar with, but a home builder could build a 2,000 square foot ranch home in the Midwest, and it's going to be an 8 to 12 month process. A guy that's going out and doing custom homes, I've been on projects that have been 2 to 3 years from design to completion. You're literally just billing as you go, and the big payout you hope is at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's terrifying.
It is terrifying.
And so we can basically, Azenco dealers, luxury pergola installers, they could be in a position where they could, it's different in every state, but they could go to their customer, they could collect a down payment from that, turn that into the down payment with Azenco, and turn their cash around in 8 weeks, right? That's essentially what you're telling me.
I'm telling you in 8 weeks. It takes planning. It takes a good contractor. You have to be able to manage your schedules, manage your ordering, permitting process, and your construction team, your install guys. So it's that simple. If you're running a pretty tight ship, you can go from design to sale to deposit, order, ship, and deliver within 2 months.
So what's your message to contractors who may be listening who maybe they're doing $20K a month in pergolas and they want to scale to the $200K?
Focus on it. Focus on it. Get excited about it. Have someone champion this product. Whether it's you as the owner, if you're a small shop, if you're a larger company, maybe you have a salesperson, get them excited about it. Let them come here if they haven't been here, do a tour, call me anytime. Have you and the marketing team that can help out with posts and social media and just create some excitement in your town.
Yeah, absolutely. Focus on it, create excitement. I love that. Push, push, push.
Push.
Awesome, man. So I guess in summary, what would you say is the biggest mistake you see new dealers make?
in my opinion, sitting back and waiting. Hey, this is a really neat project I saw. I want to become a dealer. Come to training, and now we just go home. Okay, we go home because our main line of business that we've always paid the bills with may be laying patios. It may be building fire pits or outdoor kitchens.
Yeah.
You got to get excited. You have to promote it, and you have to go get it. It will come to you.
So there's, even though like we have so many systems built out and we think about this product every day here at Azenco, but what you're telling me is still nobody cares more than you do about your own business. When you go home from that training and sit down, you are still the leader of that operation, and you have to march and push.
And you have to make this happen. I get this question a lot from existing dealers and newer dealers. How do I get to that level? And I have honestly told dealers that if you put an 8 to 12 month commitment of promoting this product within your market to designers, architects, general contractors, hotels, restaurants, apartment developers, and the homeowners, it will come in buckets after that first year.
Absolutely. Well, that's really cool, man. And that's about all the time we have. Thanks a lot, Kevin, for taking time from your busy training schedule to pop in this lonely conference room with me and finally sit down and record. Glad we could get you here.
I'm not a guy that likes sitting, so I'm going to get back out there and help him build.
All right. I'm not going to hold you back. All right, guys. Hey, if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. If you're listening on audio, be sure to follow the show on whatever platform you may be on. Please leave us a rating. And remember, guys, life is better outside.